Hello, this is Torai. I never imagined that everyone would recognize such a ridiculous silhouette. There was a time when I played a kind-hearted Joseon lady who took care of Dulcue, who always barges in, but this time, the character is Hinako, a young sumo wrestler. At first I just glanced at it and thought what she was holding in her hand was rice, but it turns out it was actually salt. She's a character who first appeared in King of Fighters 2000 and in 2001. Compared to other characters, she might not seem that stylish, but whether you put her on point or as a striker in 2001, she performs really well. Is she a player? According to the story, she's a mixed-race high school girl attending a prestigious girls' high school, but you can just watch the Yuri and Friends side story for more details. Now let's learn about the girls' high school sumo wrestler, Hinako. Instead of Hitori in her hand, she erases it. If you use it well, it's actually pretty good, but honestly, it's really hard to make use of this far A. Even though it's just a basic move, it has forward movement, so the hitbox is broken. You can't cancel into a special move from the far A, but you can link it to other light basic moves. The simplest way is to connect it with crouching A to complete a combo, and you can also create the deadly B combo through far A. The hitbox is decent, and if it connects, you can do some wild combos with this close A. For reference, it also has pretty fast startup, so it's fine to use it as your main move at close range. And all moves can be cancelled, and it even chains into command normals. Just by looking at it, it might seem weak, but close range A is not only good for basic combos on hit, it's also a great starter for crazy B combos. After landing a close range A and following up with a crouching B, you'll almost always be at the right distance for a far B. Then you'll be able to pull off these crazy combos. This is crouching A, which acts as a bridge in combos. Even when used alone at close range, it's pretty fast on startup, so it's quite useful. After crouching A hits, you can use a command normal to boost damage and make combos easier. Here's the crazy basic move, the far B combo. The hitbox is so bad it's almost unusable, but the frame data makes up for everything. You can't cancel into other moves, but you can connect it to various basic attacks. By using crouching B to create distance and then using the far B combo again, you can hit infinitely. If Hinako's in your lineup, you have to use this. It's not bad to use, but close B isn't really worth going out of your way to use. The judgment isn't bad, and it also has the advantage of being able to cancel all skills. However, when playing Hinako, the reason you see the close B combo most often is probably because of mistakes. To use an infinite combo without conscience, activate far B, but the distance is tricky. If close B triggers, the combo breaks. This crouching B has crazy frames. Even with my slow hands, I can do it, so it's powerful and very strong on hit. When you use crouching B, the hitbox gets smaller and the attack range is actually pretty long. Since it activates quite quickly, you can even use this to start your combos. Usually, after hitting 2 or 3 times, you'll be at a distance where you can use far B. Next in the world. This is the worthless, useless, trashy basic move, far C. You can't cancel it or link it to other basic moves. It's also very slow to start, making it outdated. This is the crouching C uppercut. Its hitbox isn't great, but its hurtbox is fantastic. Unless it's a jump attack that hits all the way to the ground, it's basically impossible to hit, making it a crazy basic move. When you use it, the hurtbox shrinks a lot, so it's best to use it at maximum range. Honestly, this move is surprisingly good. This is the standing D, which is totally useless. If you just look at the hitbox, you might wonder what's wrong with it, but it has a serious flaw. The reach is unimaginably short, so you can't use it after a jump attack. In fact, you can only use it on its own, and in that case, the B combo is much better. It looks similar to standing D, but what I'm using now is a crouching basic move that causes a knockdown. Startup speed is excellent, but it has drawbacks. Just like standing D, the reach is even shorter, so the fast startup doesn't mean much. So basically, when you're on the ground, you can just avoid using D. This is Jump A, a basic move for air-to-air situations. Honestly, even though it comes out fast, its hitbox is bad, so you can't beat tough opponents with it. Right now, the limit of what it can cover is about the same as Angel's Jump D, which the opponent is using. If you go up against characters with just a little better hitboxes, this isn't a basic move you can rely on. It's a completely useless trash tier basic move, Jump B. It starts up fast, but the active frames are too brief and the hurt box is larger than the hit box. The active frames are so short that it's unreliable for rushing in and also weak as an anti-air. Most of his grounded heavy normals are pretty lacking, but his jumping normals are top tier. I'm currently using Jump C, which has great hitboxes. It comes out quickly, making it usable as an instant overhead. If you're too close, it's hard to land, but from a slight distance, it's easy to hit. The cross-up hitbox is wild, so pressing C after jumping over their head will still connect. As long as you stay close, you can hit nearly everything with it. After a cross-up, if you immediately land a close A, you can even start an infinite B combo. But the stun isn't that long, so sometimes close A won't connect. This is the ultimate air-to-ground normal jump D. Geese Howard's jump attack is expensive, but it's a 2-hit jump attack. Its hitbox isn't bad, and after it hits, it causes enough stun to easily follow up with basic moves. It's not that slow to come out either, so it's really useful. Just allowing one jump D, and now this combo is landing. Jump CD is a great move for air-to-ground pressure. Its attack hitbox is generous, and its hurtbox is decent, so you can use it pretty comfortably. For a Jump CD, its performance is insane. Even reaching this far is possible. It even perfectly covers the lower area, so you absolutely won't get hit low with this. It's a crazy basic move. This is the crazy standing CD basic move. Like a crouching C upper, it has the effect of reducing your hurtbox when activated. It can even strangely dodge things like Iori's Far D, and since it's fast, it can hit in ways that are tough to block. It just hits right there. Another tricky aspect of the standing CD is that its startup looks just like the rush-in move. Since both use the same animation, it can confuse opponents about whether to block or dodge. The dash attack is a movement move, and it has several follow-ups. You can choose whichever you prefer, but there is one drawback. If you don't input the command correctly, even if you grab, it will bounce off like this. It does have the advantage of full-body invincibility on startup, but due to a bug, you can still take damage from the opponent's attacks. You must enter the command accurately to prevent issues like this. You can also use a special move that consumes a gauge right after grabbing like this. The move that corners the opponent also works as a follow-up, or you can go for the wire follow-up and show off by dragging them all around Seoul. Besides this, there are also simple and safe combo routes. They're not stylish, so I don't want to use them. You can use it for regular combos, but it's also a really good move for anti-air. There's a guard point before the first hit becomes an attack, so it's best to use it as late as possible. That's why it's the best anti-air move. Even Kyo's Jump C, which is really strong in air-to-ground situations, can't do anything about it. The light version does less damage and has similar startup to the heavy version, so just use the heavy version. The Sappa throw launches your opponent into the corner. It has startup invincibility but is slow, and you can't move while using it. The main issue is that, despite being a grab move, your opponent can still block it. So if you really have to use this, it's better to use it as a follow-up after a rush move. This is Hinako's one-frame grab move and Tari Hurigi. As you can see now, the whiff animation is also quite short, so even if you miss, there's not much to worry about. The command ends with a forward input, making it easy to dash grab. The damage isn't bad, and it's also good for finishing combos. Since it's a one-frame grab, you can immediately grab opponents who linger in front of Hinako when she's down. That's all for the 2000 Hinako that I prepared. She may have some lacking basic moves or techniques, but she's a character with plenty of other things to make up for it. However, compared to Dimpo, Jinpo, Gajin, and Baron, it's inevitable that she's definitely a tier below. Honestly, since she's a sumo high school girl, you don't really feel like picking her, do you? On paper, she can be the strongest character just by landing B combos well, but the distance is so awkward that it's really hard to tell whether you're in range or not. That's all from Ori so far. If you enjoyed the video, I'd appreciate it if you could like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Let's just stick to seeing Hinako in Yuri and Friends.